Debbie, what are the most common varieties or types of hydrangeas?
Well, there are three main species that we grow in Minnesota. The main one is the panicle hydrangea, followed by the smooth hydrangea. Many people know these as Annabelle hydrangeas. And then finally, the hydrangea macrophylla, which is part of the Endless Summer brand that we have here at Bailey Nurseries.
What's the difference between the three different species?
Well, flower type, hardiness, bloom color. I would say the easiest plant to grow is the panicles that we are standing in. Hardy to zone 3, way up into northern Minnesota. Easy to prune, easy to care for. The next easiest one are these Annabelle types. What I love about them is they're so versatile in their sun needs. They can tolerate full blaring sun all day, or they can tolerate shady spots and still bloom and brighten up a nice space. And what's nice about Annabelles is they're not too big, about 4 or 5 foot tall. The panicles can go from 4 foot to 12 foot in height. And then the least easy to grow for Minnesota gardeners are the macrophyllas, but some people do get away with them in the right part of the garden.
Do they all have different kinds of flowers?
They do. They're called different things. This kind of V-shaped flower is called a panicle flower. And it's a very unique shape to panicle hydrangeas. Now, in macrophyllas, this is called a mop head, just a nice round flower. Americans love their mop heads. They want full mop heads. And then Annabelles have also that standard mop head, big round flower. There's color changes in all of these. Annabelle starts white, beautiful white in June into July, and it's just a stunning plant, but it does age to this lime green. Some people don't like it, but it's just the natural aging process. Panicle hydrangeas start pure white in July. And this pink that you see on this flower I'm holding, this is a result of nighttime temperatures in mid to late summer. When the nights cool off, you get down to 60. All of a sudden, at the bottom of the panicle down here, you start to take on pink tones. Then they work their way up through the entire panicle, and sometimes they turn red. That varies by variety. Some, though, don't take on any pink. There are so many varieties now, you have to really look at that tag and read the description. If you like this red color, which is super fantastic, you got to look for the right varieties.
Is there anything that you can do to extend the bloom time of the hydrangeas?
You can prune a little differently. First of all, macrophyllas, Endless Summer, are known as reblooming types. So when the first flowers turn brown, just head them off a little bit, and that will help stimulate some new bloom. On panicles, we prune these in the spring, real early, before they even leaf out. Now, if you don't want to do that, you'll bloom earlier. If you prune it hard, it'll bloom a little later. But you can't change the timing too terribly much on these. And Annabelle types, you prune early in the spring. I just shear them off about 8 inches off the ground. You can do it blindfolded. There's nothing scientific about it. And you cut them down, and then they come up, they bloom on new wood. This is a new wood bloomer. This is a new wood bloomer. Macrophylla types bloom on old wood and new wood, and they will overwinter. Now, sometimes in a Minnesota winter, they will freeze off. If we have really cold, if we don't have good snow cover, those flowers might freeze, but it is the reblooming aspect of the Endless Summer types that bring more color on in the middle of the summer. So there are some serious differences in flowers between all these different species.
How do you know what to look for and your hardiness, or which ones are the best adapted for your area?
Well, it's good to know where you live and what zone you are in, and that's all over the internet. There's a USDA map. Minnesota is divided into 2 zones. The southern half of the state is Zone 4, which means it will go to 30 below, sometimes worse. Zone 3 up north gets to 40 below. So know your zone and buy a plant that's listed. Every good plant label at the garden center, or even if you buy it mail order, all that information should be there and it will tell you what zone it is hardy in. Panicles will almost always carry a Zone 3 designation, and so will Annabelles, but Macrophyllus will be Zone 4 or 5. The other really important information on that tag is the mature height and spread. Do you want a dwarf one? Do you want a tall one? Do you want one that gets 8 foot wide or less? You have to plant the right plant in the right place so it fits properly and you don't have to prune and prune and prune. So that's all information that should be on a good plant label.